till they turn on the 5G system, folks, but this is what to expect. Schools, workplaces may be closed, big events cancelled. Are you getting where they're going with this, folks? And it's already happening in other places around the world. Here you've got Italy, an effective lockdown after virus.
Now lay down.
Don't
get jealous.
Crosses, folks. Sounds ominous,
lay down, Snatch.
like
Don't get jealous. You calm down. Get off my pillow.
The CDC has confirmed cases of novel coronavirus in the United States. They're pushing it out to make everyone paranoid about this. The US military is prepping for coronavirus pandemic, executing plans to prepare for potential pandemic of the COVID-19 virus. All sorts of speculation about this name too. Well, COVID means Kobe. It's Kobe Bryant, you know. COVID, people make up conspiracy theories about everything, folks. Coronavirus is C-O-V, C-O for corona, V for virus. ID is ID, the identification of when this particular strain was identified, which was 2019, which is why it's COVID ID'd in 2019. You'll find there's like COVID-15 and there's COVID other numbers as well, depending on the year they were identified as a particular strain. And they put this out there so that people who are saying, oh, there's patents of this and that can say, well, you don't know if it's the right patent, you know. But this is, of course, what you're going to see in this situation when they release these events and stage these events. You're always going to see people creating paper trails to say where it came from, this lab and this lab and this lab. As we've seen in the reports that I've even brought you, we've seen reports that it's been coming from a Canadian lab, we've seen reports that it's come from a American lab, and we've seen another report that it's come from a British lab. There was actually a report that I published the other day by a couple of guys called Mike and Doug. It was the Mike and Doug show. I don't agree with everything they said in the report, but the key thing about what they brought us in that report was they showed how this virus creation and the whole pharmaceutical industry, the vaccination industry, all of it goes way back to Dr. Livingstone. When Dr. Livingstone went to Africa and was doing all that stuff there, what they were actually doing was collecting poisons. They were collecting poisons and cures so they could basically create the pharmaceutical industry. They could introduce poisons into our environments and into our food supply, and then they could come along with the vaccinations against these poisons and create the sickness-dependent, vaccination-dependent, pharmaceutical-dependent society they've created now. This was done via the Pirbright Institute. An interesting connection they made in that discussion was that
so that'd be kids, teenagers.
There's a man called de Worms who was a Rothschild, and it connected the whole thing together. It showed how the Boer War,
experimenting
War, they were actually staging
with smoking
trials and
cannabis,
disease trials.
probably other drugs as teenagers do.
Experimenting on them with vaccinations.
So instead of giving the kids something to do like youth clubs or football clubs or something to do, they've got nothing to do. They've been criminalised. They can't get employment. Do you see the problem in the UK? So antisocial they become, according to society, or the Royal Society, and it's classed as antisocial because the drinkers and the old ways of doing things in the UK aren't included in it. They can't manipulate people that are drunk. If you're stoned, you avoid head doers, don't you?
It's actually the Queen running it. It's just the monarchy that's being used to protect it because they all work together. You look at Rothschilds, look at the connection between the Jewish families and Rothschilds.
Criminalise the young, hold them in their places in life.
But you can see here, as I said,
nothing new in the local media. Right.
A pandemic, and they put all this out there, folks. Like I said,
I'm going to have a decaf now. I've had enough caffeine to wake me up and get me updating to my channels in my own unique way.
They're not going to believe the mainstream, so you've got to give
I'm still in sly defense mode. Let's just mute this, and you'll hear the Royal Air Force above me. They've been at it for the last, well, since I started uploading personal videos. Started with a helicopter buzz in the house. Then it became jet fighters or bombers overhead. I'm just laying in my bed, ignoring it all, because it's so obvious and it's been going on so long, it became a observable pattern. They watch, then they react. Investigatory Powers Act at work. Electronic surveillance at work. He's saying this, right, go intimidate him, see if there's a reaction he puts online. So it'd be interesting to see what happens after this video gets uploaded, because that's the response that I've got already. I did rush out into the garden to try and film the helicopter, but I couldn't delete the video that was already clogging up my phone memory in time before it had already flown over. So I couldn't actually film it. So, you know, the sky's getting a bit darker out there, so let's have a quick look at this. This is what I do from my bed every morning. The blue target thing there is just my location area. Being a slider in slime mode attracts energy, either seismically, that comes, let me show you, which goes up Route 2 to Iceland over here, or if it goes through France, it comes through that way to Iceland, to the mid-Atlantic drain point. As you can see, there's energy registering in this storm. And the storm is heading where? Right. So hence the full ground that's going to be done as soon as it turns to Friday, sometime after midnight, depending on if I'm awake or not. Right, let's have a look at the snow radar. Ooh. Sensitive mouse. So, what I'm seeing, that there is pink. Right after, hang on, let's just try and get it close up. Right, the slider stuff aside a minute, let me just fill in a couple of blanks here on how weather is fucked about with over the UK. There's an X-Rad transmitter at the bottom of that there. There's another one there. There's another one there. There's another one there. There's probably more that way, but they zap the incoming storms. There you go.